Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reading from Disney, Scary Storybook Collection. This next story is from Disney and Pixar's Finding Nemo, called The Ghost Light Fish. Have a great day, Nemo, Marlin the clownfish said as he hugged his son goodbye. Marlin and Dory, a regal blue tang fish, were dropping off Nemo at school. All right, I will, just as soon as you let go. Marlin realized he was still hugging his son. Oh, right, Marlin said with a chuckle. He let go. Nemo swam off to join the other students and their teacher, Mr. Ray. Bye, Dad. Bye, Dory, the little clownfish called out. Nemo loved school. So did his friends. Tad, the long-nosed butterfly fish, Pearl the octopus, and Sheldon the seahorse. Every day, Mr. Ray took his students exploring all over the reef. That day, he was taking them to a clearing on the ocean floor. Okay, explorers, Mr. Ray said as they arrived. Now it's time to do a little searching on your own. Let's see if each of you can find a shell. Then we'll identify them together. The youngsters fanned out. Nemo searched in the shadows of some coral. Pearl peeked into a bit of algae. Sheldon dug in the sand. Tad was the first of Nemo's friends to find something. Hey guys, he cried, look at this. Nemo, Pearl, and Sheldon swam over to their friend. They crowded around and stared in wonder at the gleaming white shell Tad held in his fin. Cool, Sheldon said. It's so pretty, Pearl gushed. Where did you find it? Tad pointed to a cave. In there, he said. Maybe there are more. He darted toward the cave entrance. Yeah, Pearl said, following him. I want to find one too. Me too, Sheldon cried. Are you coming, Nemo? He asked his friend. Nah, you guys go on, Nemo replied. He wanted to find a shell that was different from everybody else's. Only a few minutes passed before Nemo heard an odd noise. He looked up and saw Sheldon, Tad, and Pearl bolting out of the cave at full speed, screaming loudly. What's the matter? Nemo asked. Is it a barracuda? An eel? Sheldon shook his head. No, worse, he said fearfully. It's a ghost fish, Pearl stammered. Nemo laughed. Yeah, right, he replied. Then he noticed Tad's fin was empty. Where's your shell? He asked. Tad looked down. Aw, shucks, he said, disappointed. I was going to give it to my mom. He peered into the cave. I must have dropped it in there. But I'm not going back for it. Not with that ghost fish on the loose. Don't worry, Nemo told Tad. I'll find your shell. The little clownfish swam bravely into the cave. See, he said to himself, nothing to be afraid of. Suddenly, Nemo froze. On the cave wall next to him was a huge fish-shaped shadow. Nemo took a deep breath. Excuse me, Mr. Ghostfish? Or is it Miss Ghostfish? He stammered. A ghostfish, a tiny voice said nervously. Where? Where? Don't let it get me. The ghostfish didn't sound very scary. Nemo swam closer. Are you afraid of the ghostfish? He asked. Yeah, the little voice squeaked. Who isn't? Nemo followed the voice. There, cowering behind a rock, was a little fish glowing softly with pale orange light. The ghostfish wasn't a ghostfish at all. It was a glow-in-the-dark fish. Its glow had shined on an oddly shaped piece of coral and made a spooky-looking shadow. Nemo's fear was forgotten. Oh, hi, he cried out. Startled, the glowing fish darted behind another rock. Then timidly, he peeked out from behind it to study Nemo. Don't be afraid, Nemo said. I'm just a little fish like you, he smiled. My name's Nemo. What's yours? The fish swam out cautiously. Eddie, he replied, his eyes still wide. You mean there's no ghost fish? Nemo chuckled. I thought you were the ghost fish. He explained the whole funny story. By the way, Nemo said, how do you glow like that? Eddie shrugged. I just do, he replied. My whole family does. Nemo thought of someone who would know more about Eddie's glow. Mr. Ray. Nemo invited Eddie to meet his teacher and his friends. Then, swimming out of the cave together, the two fish laughed about the way that they had met. You really thought I was a ghost fish? Eddie asked with a giggle. Outside, Nemo rejoined his friends. Sorry, I didn't find your shell, Nemo said to Tad, but I did find your ghost fish. Then Nemo and Eddie told their story. Before long, the ghost fish was forgotten. Instead, everyone wanted to know more about Eddie. Can you glow in different colors? Pearl asked. How come the water doesn't put out your light? Tad added. Nemo wanted to know what made Eddie glow. Good question, Nemo, Mr. Ray replied. See these patches on either side of Eddie's jaw? Inside are teeny tiny glow-in-the-dark organisms. When you see Eddie glow, you're really seeing those organisms glowing. Everyone oohed and awed. over Eddie's glow patches. "If you think that's cool," Eddie said, "you should come and meet the rest of my family." Eddie led the whole class into the cave to show them his glow-in-the-dark world, including his family. Nemo thought it was one of the most beautiful things he had ever seen, but there was still one thing weighing on his mind. "Mr. Ray," Nemo whispered to his teacher, "I didn't finish the assignment. I didn't find a shell." Mr. Ray laughed. "That's okay, Nemo," he replied. "I'd say you still get an A in exploring for today." And that's the end of our story. I'll see you guys next time. Have a spooktacular night. Bye.